Hey, how's it going? Luke here. Today I have something new for my channel, Round of the Week. I will upload a video each week showing highlights on one of the rounds that I took part in during the last 7 days. Now it will be Battlefield 4, but that could change at any time in the future depending on what I'm playing at the time. Now, the Battlefront beta has just been released and I'm downloading it as I'm editing this video. To gain access to the beta, log into Origin and search for Battlefront. It is free and no pre-purchase is required. It is available on PS4, Xbox One and PC. The minimum spec to play Battlefront on PC is a 64-bit version of Windows 7, 8 or 10 with an Intel i3 6300T or equivalent CPU, 8GB of RAM and 40GB of hard disk drive space, an NVIDIA GTX 660 2GB or AMD Radeon 7850 2GB graphics card with DirectX 11 support. The recommended spec, which is rather high, suggests Windows 10 64-bit, an Intel 6600 or equivalent CPU, 16GB of RAM, 40GB of hard disk drive space, a NVIDIA GTX 970 4GB or AMD Radeon 290 4GB graphics card with DirectX 11.1 support. Now, I'm not sure how much I'm going to like Battlefront yet. I'm not sure about the third-person view. I do like it in Armour, but I do not normally like the over-the-shoulder third-person view in games that have used it before. Battlefront is quite a simple game compared to Battlefield as far as I understand. And for me, part of the appeal of Battlefield is its complexity, so that is a little worrying. I do love the 3 original Star Wars movies though, so I am hoping that Battlefront will be rather enjoyable. Bethesda has just released information on the spec required to play Fallout 4 on PC, and it is a little more reasonable than for Battlefront. For Fallout 4, the minimum specs require Windows 7, 8 or 10, but must be a 64-bit version of Windows, an Intel Core i5 2300 2.8GHz or AMD Phenom II X4 4953 GHz or equivalent CPU, 8GB of RAM, 30GB hard disk drive space, an NVIDIA GTX 550 Ti 2GB or AMD Radeon HD 7870 2GB or equivalent graphics card. And the recommended spec is Windows 7, 8 or 10 64-bit again, with an Intel Core i7 4790 3.6GHz or an AMD FX 5590 4.7GHz or equivalent CPU. 8GB RAM and 30GB hard disk drive space again, and a NVIDIA GTX 780 3GB or AMD Radeon R9 290X 4GB graphics card. That all still seems pretty high to me. Fallout 4 will be out on PS4, Xbox One and PC on November the 10th. Bethesda has also indicated that Fallout 4 will require between 28 and 35GB of storage space on Xbox One and PS4, depending on territories and languages supported. Also, the game Transformers Devastation was recently released on PC. It is available on Xbox One and PS4 as well. It looks quite interesting for some quick fun and casual gameplay and features the original 80s cartoon style. The developers have even used some of the voice actors from the original show. Though I have not played it yet, I may check it out. I did not like the Michael Bay style of Transformers, and this is back to how Transformers should be, in my opinion. The game features robot battles with melee and projectile attacks, with fast-paced action and great 80s cartoon style lasers, flashes and explosions. You know what I mean by that when you see it? There's lots of variation in the gameplay as well. It's not all robot fights. Weapon upgrading is also present and adds an extra level of depth, and in fact is required to help with the harder fights in the later levels. The different characters that you can choose have different balancing. Optimus is an all-rounder, Bumblebee is fast and defensive, and Grimlock is slow and aggressive. On another note, I have changed from using AMD Raptor to DxTory with the Matrix codec for recording gameplay. The video recorded using DxTory shows more detail with less pixelation, and the video looks better once uploaded to YouTube in comparison to Raptor. 60 frames per second recordings with Raptor did not look as smooth as with DxTory, and the colours look more vibrant with DxTory too, so I'm pretty happy with the results so far. Raptor is still in beta at the moment though, so I'm sure it will improve over time. Raptor did have less of a hit on the frames per second than DxTory, but the Matrix codec with DxTory is not too far off the FPS hit of Raptor. I am currently on a mission to improve my YouTube channel at the moment. I was invited to take part in a Shoutout competition for the newer channels by the YouTube channel The Capture Twins. Although I did not win, I checked out the 5 channels that did, and it has inspired me to do a bit more work on my own channel. I'll put a link to their channel in the description, as well as a link to the Shoutout video that shows the 5 channels that they selected. I'm currently working on improving my banner, making a channel advert video, and creating a decent intro to use in all of my videos, so hopefully you'll see that new content on my channel soon. Anyway, changing subject again, I've been playing some Arma 3 XL mod recently. It is a nice mod, it seems to run a bit better than most mods on Arma 3, and has a slight tweak in colour representation. The colour improvements are most noticeable in low-level lighting. I hope to upload some XL footage soon, but I do spend a lot of time playing Arma 3 Battle Royale, so I have to tear myself away from that to get some good footage on XL. The XL server that I've been playing on has the Zombies and Demons mod active as well, which makes things more interesting. After playing so much DayZ, open world survival games need something extra to add atmosphere in my opinion, and of course a good balance of loot availability is also very important. XL seems to have got it just right so far. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, then please give me a like, it helps me a lot, and subscribe if you want to see more. Well guys, as always, thanks for watching, and take it easy.